Well, did you leave your windows open last night to let out some of that hot air and woke up quite chilly this morning? Well, temperatures did fall into the upper 40s in many spots, but now we're beginning to rebound. Out along the coast, you're looking at those low 50s at this hour, 52 in Cottage Grove. Everyone else along I-5 already looking at those upper 50s. So the warm up has begun, so don't worry. It won't stay cool for that long. Unfortunately, that's not good news for some people without air conditioning. It is going to get quite warm this afternoon, but not as warm as what we're expecting as we get into next week. Do have some high clouds moving across the area. Otherwise, we're starting off rather nice out there this morning. Along the coast, some patchy fog and some marine clouds. Those will move offshore over the next couple of hours or so. We're still watching a nice upper level low now further on off to the east. It was centered in the northeastern portion of our state yesterday. Now it's further on off, bringing a lot of showers and heavy rain even up into Montana there. Big concern for flash flooding. It was a big concern for flash flooding yesterday in eastern Washington. Again, not very good there. But again, the storm is moving on off to the east out of our area. And we are watching high pressure slowly building into the western Oregon here. We're already moving that jet stream to our east, and this high pressure will continue to move closer to our area once we get into next week. Center itself right over us Tuesday and Wednesday, and those just so happen to be the two hottest days of the next 7 ahead. Let's take a look at Stormcast over the next 24 hours for today. It's going to be fairly quiet out there this morning. Again, looking at some mostly clear skies as we get throughout the morning into the early afternoon. Just rain clouds out along the coast. Everyone else looking at the sunshine to continue. Some cumulus clouds popping up later this afternoon along the Cascade Crest, but otherwise, again, fairly quiet day ahead. A lot like what we saw yesterday, mostly sunny skies with some temperatures back into those mid 80s, at least inland. Out along the coast, you're going to stay in those mid to upper 60s, keeping it sunny. A little bit breezy, though. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. For those in the Umpqua Basin, expect your highs into the mid 80s this afternoon, keeping it very sunny. For the Cascades and the foothills, near 80 degrees. Over the passes, you'll be near 70 degrees this afternoon. Central Oregon getting into the mid 70s. And for the Willamette Valley, expect our high temperatures to get into the mid 80s. Very sunny again, a little bit breezy, though. Winds be out of the north, 5 to 15 miles per hour with some wind gusts around 25 miles per hour. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast along the coast. Marine clouds returning as we get into tonight. They'll linger a little bit longer Sunday morning and then again on Monday morning. Temperatures, though, still remaining rather nice, getting into those upper 60s each afternoon. Overnight lows will be into those mid 50s. The Umpqua Basin will stay in the mid to upper 80s this weekend and even into Monday. But take a look at Tuesday and Wednesday with the high pressure right over us, some offshore flow, meaning the air is coming, from the continent moving out over the ocean instead of vice versa, which usually brings in cooler air if it's coming from over the ocean. So again, we're going to have some very hot temperatures on Tuesday and Wednesday, mid 90s both of those days. For the Cascades over the passes, getting into the upper 70s for Tuesday and Wednesday. The foothills add on about 10 degrees, so getting into the upper 80s. And for the Willamette Valley, we'll stay in the mid to upper 80s through Monday. But yes, low 90s return Tuesday and Wednesday. Sid, they do not want to leave our area. Summer still holding on.
I was just going to say, still summer, clearly making that very clear to us. All right, thanks, Marissa.
No problem.